Well, it's good to be back home in what I call the center of the world, Independence, Missouri.
Hi everyone, Ken here. Welcome to this house. In the quiet town of Independence, Missouri, a young Harry Truman, with dreams as vast as the open plains, could never have imagined the irreversible impact he would have on society at large. From his modest beginnings on his family farm, Truman embarked on a journey that would see him stand at the very epicenter of world-altering events. The harsh trenches of World War I were his first test. As a captain, Truman led with distinction, but it was back home where his leadership truly began to flourish. Kansas City saw him not as a soldier, but as a businessman when he opened a haberdashery. And had his business not failed, perhaps the trajectory of the global stage would have shifted to unfavorable conditions. From his lowest point, the political realm beckoned when, in 1922, he sat as a judge in Jackson County, Missouri, and in only 12 short years, he ascended to the U.S. Senate. Here his dedication to rooting out wartime contract inefficiencies gave him national acclaim, earning allies and making enemies, setting the stage for his meteoric rise. 1944 proved pivotal. As America grappled with World War II, Truman found himself thrust into the role of vice president. Fate intervened when President Roosevelt's heart unexpectedly gave out, pushing Truman into the Oval Office. Truman had never been informed about the ongoing Manhattan Project to develop the world's first nuclear weapons, and in this crucible, Truman would make one of history's most consequential decisions: the deployment of the atomic bombs over Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world would never be the same. But Truman was not just a wartime president. He emerged as a beacon of international cooperation, fostering alliances to create NATO. At home, he weathered the storm of a divided Democratic Party, clinching a stunning electoral triumph in 1948. Yet shadows loomed. The Cold War's icy fingers gripped the globe, leading to high-stake gambits like the Berlin Airlift, when Soviet forces seized control of Berlin's infrastructure. Domestically, Truman's tenure was marred by economic challenges and whispers of corruption. Still, his commitment to civil rights, exemplified by his executive orders, desegregating federal agencies and the military, showcased a leader ahead of his time. By 1952, wearied but undaunted, Truman chose the path of retirement. The narrative could have ended here, with Truman receding into the annals of history, but in a testament to his enduring spirit, his post-presidential years were marked by reflection and legacy building, culminating in his memoirs and the purchase of his first house. For his entire life, he had either lived with family, in military barracks, rented apartments, or lived in the White House, but he had never owned property. Upon his retirement, Harry, along with his wife Bess, moved into Bess's late grandparents' home. The Queen Anne-style mansion in Independence, Missouri, had been constructed for Bess's grandfather in 1867 and expanded over the following decades. Let's follow the Trumans inside and begin exploring their house, seeing a mix of new and old photos to give us the best idea of how the house presented while the first family lived here. Entering the home, we arrive in the central hall, where, in Victorian-era fashion, unpainted millwork stretched towards the overheight ceilings. And standing atop the newel post, an electric lamp supported by a bronze maiden illuminated the path. Let's begin exploring the house by venturing into the living room, comfortably staged with overstuffed furniture. The fireplace mantel, with built-in corner shelves and a subdued motif of rosettes, frames the glazed brick fireplace surround. We can turn around now and head back towards the central hall, noting some of the smaller items on our way out, including ashtrays and freshly potted plants on the coffee table. Imagining the smell of smoke wafting through the air, we can head into the music room, where the family would play their favorite tunes on the very Steinway piano which had been in the White House during Truman's presidency. The fireplace catches our attention once again, not only for its unique, built-in shelving, but for its hand-painted tiles surrounding the summer cover. From here we can peek around the corner into the dining room, staged for entertaining a dinner party. Bess was known to go all out with decorations while hosting parties in the house, and in this photo, we can see her sitting by the table passing out Christmas presents. Many photos of the various holidays exist in the dining room, bringing the family together over sweet treats and celebrations. You may have noticed the curio cabinet to the side. This contained the Truman's collection of antique silvers. Their more practical cookware was stored in the butler's pantry, overflowing with pots and pans and everything else needed to make a hearty country dinner. Let's follow this through to the kitchen, where vibrant green cabinets are paired with a yellow linoleum floor and a dizzying red and white wallpaper. Their house was never meant to be ostentatious, but rather a place for them to enjoy their golden years together, enjoying their own taste. Off the back of the house, a simple but tranquil screened-in porch allowed the couple to enjoy some fresh air. While we are outside of the area where guests would have been hosted, we can pop downstairs to see the laundry room. A humbling experience when we remember this is how a former president lived after leaving office. Perhaps a familiar and relatable sight for some. In stark contrast to the basement, let's go back upstairs to see the library. It appears nearly as it did while Truman lived in the house, with books overflowing and mixed and matched furnishings, as if though Harry had just slid his bookmark in and went to bed. Speaking of which, let's go up to the second floor and begin exploring the bedrooms off of the second floor's central hall. First, we will visit Harry and Bess's room, where, as was common for the time, they slept in separate beds. Though they weren't completely old-fashioned, they did have a television in their room, blocking the fireplace. Next, we will see the northwest bedroom, with floral wallpaper, light furniture, and carpeted floors. Bess's grandparents' room, where they also slept in separate beds, was kept intact while the Trumans lived there. Their bedroom included an ensuite, which would have been added long after the house was finished. Additionally, it had a formal dressing room with built-in wardrobes. There are still several more rooms in the house, many of which were used either as guest rooms or for storage of seasonal items and extra chairs for large parties.
And I'm more than happy to be here and to stay here for the rest of my life. I hope it won't cause you too much trouble while I'm here.
Harry lived in the house until his passing in 1972, and upon Bess's passing in 1982, she left the house and its contents to the National Park Service. Since then, it has received extensive renovation work and has been open to the public as a house museum. What are your thoughts on the house, or his time in office? Let me know down below in the comments section. And while you're there, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.